good take.
Welcome back, Katie. We've collected an assortment here of some classic books, and we're hoping to rank them for you guys.
All right, so the first one we've got here is 1984. I mean, now this is a
A
true
classic.
classic.
I remember reading it. I liked it, but I liked it because as I was reading, I was like, "Oh yeah, this has happened." But as far as like a book, I certainly don't know if I'll read it again.
It does not make me feel good. There are a lot of really important lessons, and the way that it is written is terrifying. You feel like you're there. You honestly feel like Big Brother could come for you at any time. So I totally respect the quality of the writing and the work, but yeah, it's not enjoyable. Um,
No, the
that
foresight
said,
is incredible.
scary to see how far down this road we've really gone since Orwell wrote this book. So I do think everyone should read it. You're not going to enjoy yourself, but you're going to take something from it. So with that, a B.
Yeah, B.
Next one, Hemingway, Farewell to Arms. I mean, Hemingway has a ton of classics, but this one
Yeah.
is probably the one I think of most often when I think of Hemingway.
I really loved this book. Um, it's been a few years, but it's emotional. It's small scale, despite like the large backdrop of the war.
It doesn't make me feel very good. It is
No.
devastating. So much emotional trauma.
S?
A.
Hey, okay. All right,
I
I
think
agree
it's
with
an A.
that.
Okay, so next, A Tale of Two Cities. Little Dickens shout out here. Obviously, Dickens has tons of classics, but I think A Tale of Two Cities stands the test of time for a reason. Easily my favorite Dickens book.
Yeah, I actually never finished it. I know the plot, I know the story, I know the two cities, and I didn't put it down because I didn't like it. It was just one of those things where I began it, life happened, and I never picked it up again.
The ending of this book is the best part. So you got to pick it up again, and you just
I
got to
know it
get through
from The
it.
Dark Knight Rises.
Ah, okay. So Commissioner Gordon reading the final paragraph of A Tale of Two Cities. I see a beautiful city and a brilliant people rising from this abyss. Well, is it Paris?
It
Is it
goes on.
Gotham
It goes
City?
much. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, okay. So if you're going to put all the pressure on me, I absolutely love this book. It gives that character development. I love beautiful writing. I love London. I love Paris. We end up spending a lot of time in both cities. That's not a spoiler because if you don't know that much about the book, then I can't really help you. But I don't know that it's going to be an S tier for me. I think this goes right alongside Hemingway at a strong A. Love it.
Then we have Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. This is the first one that's more. I don't know if I would call The Alchemist a children's book, but like young teen maybe.
It's, a coming of age book, absolutely. So I also equate it with being a little bit of a children's book or a young adult book at
I
least.
think it's a great introduction actually into reading,
Yeah.
especially if someone is a bit younger. So I don't know. What do you think? I would put this again probably B.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever read this book again.
I agree. You read it once, you take the lessons from it, you move on. It's a B. Okay, another Orwell. Now we've got Animal Farm. My gosh, the men are pigs, the pigs are men. I've personally always seen myself as a bit of a boxer girly, and if you don't know, then read the book.
This one is also, again, like 1984. Like you can look at it and obviously this is more of like a reflection on the past than a insight into the future, but it does its allegory very well. It's also kind of unnerving to read. Doesn't really
Yes.
leave you with a good feeling.
No.
But it is really good. I definitely like it more than 1984. I don't think Orwell liked the government very much.
No, you don't say.
It's a solid B. B means still good. It's a good book. It is a classic, but I don't know if I'll ever be itching to open it up again.
Read it once, say you did it, put it back on the shelf. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. I mean, next is a classic if there ever was one, and that's Beowulf.
Aha, an
Um,
epic.
Truly. I feel like everyone has been introduced to Beowulf and Grendel at some point in their lives. Even if you haven't read the book, you're somewhat aware of the character, I'd think,
It has
right?
everything. And for those who like The Lord of the Rings, as we have, uh, proclaimed
Professed
many
to be.
times, yes, exactly. Um, it had it's there's so much in The Lord of the Rings that comes out of this. It's a fantastic epic. It's a great adventure. I would put it S.
I
Beowulf's
agree
always
that it's
fun.
us. Yeah. All right. Next is Jack London's Call of the Wild. This is another one I'd certainly call a young adult book. I feel like this is one of the
Definitely.
first chapter books I ever read.
Yeah, calling it a chapter book. Yes, exactly. It is a chapter book. I love this book. I think it also was one of the first chapter books that I read. So, as a boy, I loved it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a must read, but I think that it's really fun. And
It's
I love Jack London's writing.
an adventure story. I would put it in an A. I won't
Yeah.
read it probably personally myself, but should I have a child, then definitely this is a book that needs to be introduced to them. I think we're both going to agree on the next one here. The
Oh,
Chateau
I think
d'If
that's
looming
Chateau
over.
d'If. That's right. So that is Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Yeah, this is one of my favorite books of all time. There's zero
Yeah,
question on that.
likewise.
It's the best revenge story there has been or ever will be, in my humble opinion. And the character development is just out of control. You love to hate
Some of the
certain
best.
characters, you love to love some of them. You start to hate some of the ones you love. Oh my gosh, I one of the best books of all time.
We have a shared love for this novel. Um, it's fantastic. It's a very lengthy book, but it deserves every page. And I don't say that often. I'm not usually the biggest fan of extremely long novels, but this
True.
one, like, yeah, it has everything. Like you said it perfectly. You hate some, but then you like them, and you feel bad for them. And you're like, how? It's a roller coaster.
Absolutely. It is. It's a roller coaster of emotions, this entire book. Um, yeah, I absolutely love it. It's an S tier without question, in my
Yeah, it's
opinion.
an S.
Next, we have Dracula, the
Classic.
classic horror story. Bram Stoker's Dracula is, the first of all, the archetype for all vampires. And not to make this about movies, but I will just say that the Dracula movie with Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves, you absolutely must watch it. If you haven't watched the movie, watch it.
I didn't even
That
know that
said,
existed.
I'm sorry. Yes, you did. We grew up
No,
watching it so much. Oh my gosh,
not my.
Gary
It's not my
Oldman.
memory.
Well, I mean, clearly we all have different takeaways from childhood, and this one really stuck with me. Gary Oldman, in his human form of Dracula, can get it. Let me just say that. I'll throw up a photo.
And for
Yeah.
those who don't know, Dracula, the way it's written is through letters, which maybe it sounds off-putting to some. I think it's a really cool way to tell the narrative, especially when, geez, I can't believe I forget. This is the running theme. I forget the main character's name, but
Jonathan.
when he's, yes, okay, perfect. When Jonathan is in Castle Dracula, I really liked how they used the letters there. Some
Yeah.
parts, but in some chapters, it's like the perfect way to tell the story.
Intriguing. You just want to keep reading more. What I will say about Dracula is similar to Count of Monte Cristo, it is a very long book. And my
I agree.
experience of it, the beginning and the end are so strong that you start to kind of fade halfway through and you're like, oh my gosh, I still have hundreds of pages. But if you just keep going, it is worth it to get to the
Yeah,
awesome
it is
ending.
at the end. Once it wraps up in, I believe, England. Um,
Yeah.
like but I totally agree. The middle is, for lack of a better word, kind of a slog. I think the book is longer than it should be, but I still really liked it. I could easily see myself reading Dracula again, and it
It's
is
a
the
great
quintessential
Halloween.
vampire. Like, and the vampire is a very interesting monster. I don't really like horror in any capacity, in any genre.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a coward, but it's just I don't know. It never really gets me. But Dracula, I actually really enjoyed. So, and in that respect, if it can make me like it that much in a genre I don't really pay attention to, then it's worthy of it.
Next is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus. I actually took a Gothic horror class in university. Thank God for
Nice.
random electives. So we read this and kind of dissected it alongside some other classics like The Yellow Wallpaper and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Frankenstein really stood out. It is crazy. Mary Shelley was like a teenager when she wrote this book. I think she was like 18.
Really?
I need to fact check that, but she was young. And
Wasn't this? I can believe that. Isn't this the story wherein her and a bunch of other writers were in a castle and
yes,
it was like a night and they decided to write a horror novel? Whoever had the
you're
best one
right.
by the end of the day won or some whatever.
And similar to Dracula, I mean, Frankenstein is a colloquial monster figure. It's like one of the first ones I think you would think of, whether you're a little kid or an adult.
Hmm.
It's resonated throughout our culture so strongly.
But
And it's interesting
Frankenstein's not the
too.
monster, or is he? I guess that's actually the real question.
Well, I mean, I think Frankenstein is the monster, and Frankenstein's monster is not. It's a really eerie book. It's all about, like this doctor is the hubris he has to try to create this life and almost act like a god, and then the way it backfires on him. It's a very interesting read.
Yeah, it is. It does raise the questions very well. I think everyone comes away with perhaps a different opinion. I don't know how much. I also had to read it in university. Um, I read it never really thought about it again. I don't know. I would even suggest a B or a C,
I was going to
personally.
say this
But
might be
you
our
gave
first
high
C.
praise. Okay, then yeah, I agree with the C. From what I recall, I enjoyed it, but it was more of like I'm forced to read this. Okay, you are. I feel like you by the time you read Frankenstein, or at least this is how I felt, you already know the story,
Hmm.
and like so there wasn't really anything that shocked me, I guess.
Well, I mean, let's put it in C because I agree with you in many ways. I do think it's a great book and it's worth a read, um, but I only read it the one time. All right, next, F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby, another high school classic that I think
Yeah,
everyone was forced to read.
and that fact might impact. I don't like this book. I don't know. Like I don't really like the setting, like 1920s. Don't care.
What?
Uh,
You're not a
yeah,
roaring
what's going
20s kind of
on?
guy?
No, I'm not. And like,
Everything?
okay, and like his I forgot the characters' names, but like
Jay
there's some
Gatsby?
love and no, yeah, no. Outside of him, Gatsby, I couldn't care when I read it. I haven't thought about it since I saw the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I didn't even like the movie. I
That
don't think
wasn't a
it's for
very good
me.
movie. Okay, first of all, you should watch the Robert Redford version, in my humble opinion. I do think that the Leo movie is beautiful, very glitzy, captures the 20s visual, and I love Leo. But for me, that just wasn't as good as the Robert Redford version, so I will just leave you with that. I am a huge Fitzgerald fan. I absolutely love his books. Gatsby isn't my favorite of them, but I do love the book. I also love the 20s, though. I can't relate to you not liking the glitz and glam, the tiny champagne glass
It's
waterfall,
all a
the
facade.
the music.
Society really
Honestly,
waned, you know. Gatsby's to blame.
I think I love this book. I like how it's written. I love the flawed characters, and how they remain flawed in many ways. So I think, Sam, this is going to be one of the first ones we really deviate on. I mean,
I think so too. We
all
could
right, I
try to
say
meet
we
in the
do a
middle because
countdown,
okay, sure. Yeah.
and we'll just say which letter we think it should be in, and then we'll put it in the middle. All right?
All right, bring us down from three.
Okay. Three, two, one. A.
D.
D.
I certainly don't think it's better than Frankenstein.
Wow. All right. Well,
But
we're
I don't
putting
know.
it in
Hey,
C.
if
Oh, don't
you have a
backtrack
final,
now.
all right, we'll see. I won't backtrack. It's a C.
All right, well, that's not a good take, that's a hot take. But Great Gatsby's in C, and it was not my doing. So let's remember that. All right, next up, another classic, as I guess is the theme,
Go
Shakespeare,
figure.
Hamlet.
A great one. One of the better Shakespeare's. I mean, yeah,
Well,
Shakespeare obviously has a lot of great ones. But Hamlet's one of the best, and I think one of the ones that people are first introduced to, and I think rightfully so.
Hamlet's on here for a reason. It is the classic Shakespeare, in, if you
To be
can
or not to
identify
be.
one. That is the
Like,
question.
yeah, I think as an S tier, it makes you think of like, like,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know, the family dynamics and it's
And
classic.
ghosts. You said you didn't
Yeah, and
like
Ghost,
horrors, but
exactly.
so spooky. Two
Yeah,
horrors in
very much
S
so.
tier, if you can call Hamlet that.
My
I
God.
agree. Hamlet is an S tier. Yeah. This next one, Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. Pass the
Aha.
bottle.
Okay. Yeah, this is an incredible book. Joseph Conrad in general is an awesome author. It's kind of a creepy book.
Yeah.
The name is really apt. Um, no, the whole journey through the jungle and what country is it in Africa? It's the
Oh, I
Congo?
don't remember what country. Yes, good memory. It is. It's the Congo. Yep.
Yeah, anyways, it captures the environment, or what I imagine anyways, very well. It's unnerving. It's so good though. You really feel like you're there.
Yes, I
And
was
like you said,
just
it's
gonna
like a
say that.
psychological thriller. It's very
Yeah.
good.
It's almost a letter in time in some way because you read this book and you feel like you're living this book. I really like it. I've read it multiple times. I think this is an S tier for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. At the risk of, yeah, I think it's an S. I think it's an S, and everyone should probably read it.
All right, up next, Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn. Again, coming of age books, so I feel like we've got a lot of
Very much
YA
so.
novels. It's not just trying to repeatedly hit you over the head with the message slavery is bad. It's not just that. It is showing the inherent bias that Huck has in his life, and Jim is constantly educating him and showing him, like, I'm a human. You don't even see me as that. And it just kind of shows that humanizing of everything. Huck had
Hmm.
never met anyone before who'd experienced this. Now Jim is his friend, and he's having a hard time quantifying his beliefs with his friend. And
The
it's
prejudices and stuff, and yeah,
exactly
I think that's a
flips his whole
perfectly
life
well
on its
put.
head.
I think that is like the central theme of the book, and from memory as a kid, I really liked it. I would think like an A or a B.
I would say it's an
Yeah,
A.
sure.
I think everyone should read Call of the Wild, Huckleberry Finn. You don't need to read it multiple times. You read it once,
Hmm.
you've got it. So it's a strong A. Next one is Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. This is another classic. Um,
Never read it. Never began it. Never read it. Familiar with it in almost name alone.
did you at
I
least
don't
see
even
the
think I know the
movie?
story. No. I know our great aunt is in some version of it,
She
but
is. She's the housekeeper, but I can't remember the name of the housekeeper now. But that's right. Our great aunt was in the '90s movie as the housekeeper. That's the one with Christian
oh, it can't
Bale.
be 90s. Is it the 90s version?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy.
Well,
So
we
you
won't.
take this one like A Tale of Two Cities because I can't speak to it at all.
Okay, well, we don't need to speak to plot too much because Little Women, there is, of course, a plot as you watch these four sisters grow up together. But it's less about the plot and more about the characters, which, as we all know, I'm a sucker for that. So I think it's a great book. I don't know if it's, an S or an A tier. For me, Little Women's a strong B. I think you should read it, but, if you don't, I'm okay with that too.
Sounds very fair.
B it is. Oh my god.
Ah,
Okay,
this one.
next.
I think this is going to be very similar to The Great Gatsby here, but the roles might be reversed. I know a white whale when
Indeed.
I see one.
Highly polarizing. Call me Ishmael. So,
It's one of the
Herman
greatest
Melville's
openings.
Moby Dick. Okay, I will give you that. It is a very great opening of a book.
Immediately
For
pulls you in.
anyone, well, for anyone who hasn't read Moby Dick, there's an entire chapter on whale anatomy. So,
I think there's more than one.
this book is a slog. I struggled. Now, that's because I know what you're going to say, or I think I know. The characters are great. The story is great. Starbucks, great. Ishmael, great. Captain Ahab, great. The whale, great. I care not about whale anatomy or how to properly harpoon a whale. Not into it.
I I understand. I get that, and I think that's a very common complaint against the book. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, but you don't understand the beauty of those chapters." I agree, and I'm sure there has to be one. If ever there existed an abridged version of a book, Moby
This needs
Dick
one.
really might benefit from it. However, everything else surrounding the more detailed explanations of like 1800s whaling is unbelievable. It's the best in the business. Ahab and his obsession with the whale and his driving of the crew of the Pequod is so good. Ishmael is also just a fantastic character. The book is,
See,
it's
there's a
been a
good
while, but
story in there. You're right. There's a
there's a
good story in there. It's
fantastic
just
story.
buried under blubber.
And it's one of the books where I think if you don't need it, but if you have somewhat of an understanding of some of the Old Testament biblical stories, it's essentially a retelling a lot of the characters, like Ahab, for instance. It's really good. It's really human, and I think that everyone knows a version of these characters in their lives and even themselves. And everyone has their white whale, and there's no spoilers here, but who knows where obsession can take you. I love this book. I think we can do a countdown. I'm building it up a lot. We can do as you did with The Great Gatsby. I think that's only fair, where we can meet in the middle, because I don't think that you're going to suggest what I suggest.
Well, let's count it down. You count us down this time.
All right, three, two, one. It's an S.
See.
So you just
S.
waited. It's an S. It's
You
so good.
are
It's so
delusional.
good.
You are
Let's see. All right, it's a fair
delusional.
B then.
All right, we'll give it a
If there's any
B.
other Moby Dick lovers out there,
The
help
one
me out a
fan,
bit.
please find Sam because he needs someone to talk to about this. All right, moving on. Next, Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men.
I really like it. It's very short. It's heart-wrenching,
Yeah,
and you can read it in an afternoon. It's
yeah.
worth it. I think everyone should read this book. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I think you should read it. I think this is a lot of character analysis in this book. It's beautiful in terms of the relationships between some of the characters, the friendship between George and Lenny. It's heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking book. I agree. I think everyone should read this at least once. It's not the kind of book I want to go back to. So I'm only debating while there's many merits that I think would put this in S, I feel like
No,
it's
I
a
don't
one
think
and
it's
done
an
kind of
S.
read, and it's like an A.
I agree. It stays with you. You know the plot. As soon as the big thing happens, you know what it's trying to say. There's not much else really, I think, to get out of it. A is fair.
So we recently actually did a recap on The Old Man and the Sea. So whoa, two
Hmm.
Hemingway books. I guess Hemingway's really showing his quality in this list we have here. But it's
You
another
could put
classic for
almost
a
all of
reason.
his works on a list like this. I don't know. We both kind of gave it pretty high praise.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? I don't think we ever really ranked it in that video.
We did. We did. We gave it an out of 10
Oh,
ranking.
there's my memory. That's why I can't remember character names.
Honestly, you're hopeless. But yes, The Old Man in the Sea, you can check out our video if you want to get our kind of deep dive on that. I think it's a great book. I think it's one that should be read at some point, but I don't think it's a must read. What I think is really interesting about this is the whole allegory of kind of struggle and endurance and what it means to be a man with a capital M, which, colloquially human. I love that takeaway. I think there's a lot of important lessons. Not my favorite, but should be on the list. So I'd probably put it right in the middle.
Yeah, I think so too. I love it, but much like Moby Dick, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and I feel far less passionate about it. It's a nice read. Also, you could read it in an afternoon.
Yeah. We going with B?
But yeah, B.
Okay. The Picture of Dorian Gray, Oscar Wilde. I absolutely loved this book. I think, again, haunting. There are a couple, I don't think
Hmm.
you'd call this a horror, but
No,
unsettling.
no,
Is that
but
a
it's
genre?
unsettling. Yeah.
But it's really the look into the mind of Dorian Gray and his obsession with beauty and all things beauty and indulgence and hedonism,
Yeah.
basically. It's just such an interesting take on that, and I really love the way that it's written. And you can almost feel Oscar Wilde's disdain for high society coming through in the entire book, which I just really enjoy. So it's always a
I
treat.
agree. That's the best part about the book, and the commentary is perfect. I think I at least I align with a lot of what the book is saying. I think you nailed it on the head. It's hedonism. It's not just
Debauchery.
aesthetics, but yeah, yeah. It's not my favorite book. I like Oscar Wilde. I don't think I'll ever read this book again, but I can understand for the people who love it because there's a lot in there to love. It's not me. It's not the
Yeah.
book that I would seek out. I would say B. I think it
Oh,
you can
then
make
it's
the
going
case
an
for it
A.
being an A. Yeah, I think that's okay.
All right, next, Jane Austen's Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice. Again, Austen, a lot of her works, arguably all of her works, are classics. Pride and Prejudice is the most popular one. I guess Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth have an undying love that, just can't be beat. Or do they? Because it's very love hate. You really don't know how it's going to end. You did bring up that Moby Dick is one of the most well-known introductions to any works, but I would argue that Pride and Prejudice is just as much. It starts with arguably one of the most well-known first book lines, which is, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." That pretty much sets the tone for the entire book. Yeah, I think it's a very enjoyable book. Have you read Pride and Prejudice?
I have. I had to read it for university. I didn't like it, and I think I went in unfairly because I was just like, I don't care about this
Yeah.
genre, period. Similar novels, Great Gatsby, but less at the time period is at least more interesting. So my memory, I remember the characters. I remember like there's a ball. I think that's like quite central
There's
to
a ball.
they're out there. I don't, I think I just blocked this out. I did finish it, but this was not like write an essay on it. This is just part of the test. I think it was in and then out. And I was like, eh. So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
For me,
will.
it's a C. Like I can
Yeah.
appreciate the impact it's had, but outside of Darcy, I don't remember almost anything about this book.
Okay, well, I cannot put another one that I love in C, so we'll put it in B.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, next, Tolkien's The Hobbit. We purposely did not include Lord of the Rings because we would have been here all day talking about how much we love it. And I think The Hobbit really goes hand in hand with that. Tolkien is the best writer of all time. Hard stop,
This one
fight
could
me.
be quick and dirty. Yeah, it is a great children's book. Get your kids into reading. Fantastic. It's the modern Beowulf.
Must read.
It's
Read
awesome.
it.
It's
Read
an
it.
S.
Moving on. All right, Homer's The Iliad.
Iliad.
So again, Iliad, whatever, okay? So the Iliad, is the first epic, followed by the Odyssey. I always prefer the Iliad. I feel like people prefer the Odyssey. It's, more of
I
the
agree.
epic
I think the
hero
Odyssey's better.
tale. Oh, you
Yeah,
do?
it's more of an adventure. I think it's easier to read too. It's
It
very
is
hard to
easier
read
to
the
read.
Iliad.
It is. I love the war planning of the Iliad. I love that they're doing all their strategies. I love the tension between it all. Also, I'm a Hector girl until I die. So Iliad is always going to be my favorite.
It's
But
not
this is a
Paris.
great. Oh no, no, no one should ever be a Paris girly ever. But Orlando Bloom looked great in Troy. I will just say that.
But also
Anyway,
captured like the snivel, like yeah. We
oh
don't need to
yes.
dwell on the
Oh
movie.
my gosh, no, but just for 2 seconds, the way he crawls back to Eric Bana, who is the epitome of Hector, and is like holding onto his sandals because he's too afraid to fight Achilles. Like Orlando Bloom did so well in that.
I wouldn't, if you wanted to make the case for S, I would, only because even probably more so than Beowulf, it is so foundational to just
Yes.
Western literature. Um, Everyone knows the story of Troy in some capacity, but this is it. So you should probably be aware of this in some capacity or another.
I agree. I'm not going to force it on anyone, whereas these S books, I do insist. If you like to read, you read all the ones that are up there right now. I'm tempted on the Iliad for S, but I think that A is a more realistic ranking.
Yeah, it's yeah. Maybe it also depends on the translation, um, because there's so
True.
many, and it's tough. It's a tough thing to get through.
We'll put it in A. All right,
All right,
three to
final
go.
three. Ooh.
All right, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. This is another classic, I think, for a
This is
reason.
like the typical high school. I think depending on the school you went to, what you read will vary. I think
Yes.
everyone has read To Kill a Mockingbird, and for good reason.
What I love the most about this book is the father archetype that is Atticus Finch. Like, Atticus Finch is one of those characters that, what would Atticus do is something you could live your entire life by and actually do pretty well. But it really comes down to the characters. They're beautiful characters. And they're iconic characters. I mean, everyone's heard the name
Boo
Boo
Radley.
Radley, whether you know who it is or not. I don't know what you think, Sam, but
It's a
I'm
beautiful
feeling mid
book. I think
tier.
everyone should have to read it. Yeah, like, will I read it again? No, probably not. It was one of the few books that they made us read that in the moment, I really enjoyed. A few I went back to and read and liked, but this one I liked instantly. I think it's a beautiful human tale for all the reasons you described. It's certainly no less than a B. I wouldn't
Agreed.
complain if you said it was even an S, but I think it belongs likely in A.
Let's put it in A. Okay,
Which one is
Treasure.
this?
Oh, this is
Aha!
This is Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, and this is a
Fantastic
book.
book.
Yes, this is a great book. Not that I know I've been doing this the entire time, and not to make this all about movies, but if you haven't seen Muppets Treasure Island,
Oh, yeah.
must watch. And honestly, the books, Long John Silver is the most charismatic man to walk this earth. Like, how could you not be in love with him? I love this book. This is, again, we're
There's so many
very much
cool
in like,
characters. There's another one. Who's it?
yes,
Billy Bones. Uh,
yes,
the name
yeah,
is Hopkins. I don't know. It's been so long
Hawkins,
again. Hawkins. Yeah,
yes.
it's so good. It's we have a lot as we repeated like young adult books. This is this is the one. It's awesome. Every young kid loves Treasure Island, and for
It's
good
got
reason.
pirates. Like, what else could you
Yeah,
ask for? It's an S. If you haven't
I
read it,
agree.
read
It's
it.
an
If you
S.
have read it, read it again.
Like I would to this day. It's been many years, but if I was sat down and read Treasure Island, I think I would have just as much fun as I did when I was young.
All right, and last but not least, Bronte's
Okay.
Wuthering Heights. This might be my favorite book of all time.
Hmm. I know that
Which
you hold it in high esteem.
I do, I do. I don't know. It's hard. We'll do a book ranking at some point, but this is one of my favorite books of all time. As we know, I'm a character girly. I love the character development. Heathcliff is an amazing character. You
Yes.
don't quite love him. You don't quite hate him. At points, you feel both those emotions a little stronger than the other. You could walk away from this book and say, I hate every single
I hate
character, and
everyone.
you
Yeah.
would not be wrong with that analysis.
That was my takeaway.
Um,
Just obsessed people. And
so I'm
Heathcliff in particular, dark and gloomy. It's just depressing.
I mean, there are some moments where Heathcliff is so feral and emotional because he just is so passionate that I don't know. It makes me feel emotions. Like, I don't want to get into spoilers of the book, but man has some passion.
this is an interesting book because much like Pride and Prejudice, or any of the other in its ilk, I don't care for the subject matter. The time is interesting enough, but not what I seek. On paper and for all intents and purposes, this is a book that I would hate. And I didn't really like any of the characters. But it's
There's a
so
but,
well
right?
written. There is a but. It's so well written. Like, I think because you really encouraged me to read it, and I didn't want to. But I had to concede that it's like, wow, like, I don't think that I would have liked this story if anyone else had written it. I can't even explain it. It's really enjoyable to read. It's very well written. And
And
that's
to that
that's the
point, like,
basis in which I appreciate it.
yes, and it's a long book. It is, but it doesn't feel, I mean, to me at
Doesn't
least, it
really
didn't
overstay
feel
its
that
welcome
long.
so much. No, I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah, you get
It's
through the different
manageable.
points. It's a familial epic in that you see different generations of this family. Um, and to your point, the prose is so beautiful. It is so well written that you just feel like you're on the moors of England, right there with the characters. I mean, it's an
Agreed.
S for me,
Yeah.
so you have to rank it because
Put it in
I
an A.
will be flexible. Okay, that's
It's
as
an A
flexible as
stacked
I would
up.
have gone.
For me personally, it's not an A, but I, I went in expecting to hate it. I came away being like, no, I think I hated that but and the but is big, so um, it's an A. It
It is.
deserves it.
Well, there you have it. No D's except for Gatsby and Moby Dick because we, agree to disagree. So that's fine. But there's our list. S tier is readability, 10 out of 10. Read them multiple times in your life. You will never go wrong. A is you have to read this book at least once. You have to. B is we suggest you read this book, but if you don't, we won't be mad. And C is look, it's a classic for a reason, but it's not our reason.
I think that's a perfect analysis of it. I totally agree.
Comment below. Let us know your thoughts on our ranking on any of these books, the ones you love, the ones you hate, the ones you've read, and the ones you haven't. And we'll link to this tier list as well. So if you'd like to rank these 25 books, then again, share your ranking. We'd love to see it.
Yep. Moby Dick S tier.
Ugh, please.